coming up for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody who just a few days ago set a new record in the 11 cities. Not my record, the record for the slowest ever non-stop. That's proudly held by myself, only person to ever finish on a Monday. But the record for the most ever 11 city tour titles. It's currently held by Bart de Zwart, who's won 4 of the 5-day titles, and our guest tonight, JANNEKE Smits, who's now won 3 non-stop titles and a 5-day title back in 2014, I believe. So we're going to get JANNEKE, who's just hanging out backstage with the crew. We're going to bring her in a moment. But JANNEKE, one of the absolute veterans of the 11 cities. Get over here, JANNEKE. You're on live. We're roping her in. I called her 5 minutes before we went live and said, you're our headline guest. We only start with the gold talent. We're going to bring her in. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause. Miss JANNEKE Smits. Woo! All right. JANNEKE, there's a little 11 cities water for you. Welcome to the evening stage, firstly, and congratulations. 4th title at the 11 cities. You and Bart in a league of your own. How's it feel?
Oh, quite well, I must say. Yeah.
Feels pretty good?
Yeah.
Now, not only did you win a 4th title at the 11 cities on the weekend, you've backed it up and decided to do something that's absolutely extraordinary. You've done the non-stop, and now you're halfway through doing the 5-day race as well.
Yeah.
How are you? Are you sleeping 15 hours a night? How's it working?
15 hours a night.
Yeah. How have you got the energy to do the non-stop and the 5-day? I'm still complaining about the non-stop. I'm still looking for sympathy. It was 4 days ago. You've been paddling the last 2 days. How do you do it?
Yeah, just keep on paddling and have a good pace.
Well, that's very much easier said than done. You're a veteran of this event. I remember the first year I was here, you were winning it back in 2014, I believe. What was your first year? 2014?
Yes.
All right.
2014.
Why do you do this race? It's really long.
It's long. It's a personal challenge, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And after the 5-day stage, it's a challenge to do the non-stop. Well, for me.
Now, you've done this 5 or 6 times. Why do you keep coming back? I mean, you've done that. Some people just do the challenge once. They tick it off the bucket list. Others, we get a little bit addicted. Would you say you're in the class that you're thoroughly addicted to this event?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a bit of a natural drug, isn't it? It's kind of, you just keep coming back, folks. So if you haven't done it before, take it from JANNEKE. If you do it once, there's at least a 50-50 chance that you're going to get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and you're going to be back for good. So what's your approach tomorrow? Are you just pacing yourself this week? Are you going for a position, or are you just enjoying it?
We're just enjoying it and do the sub cleanup.
All right. Tell us a little bit more about that. You and Anne-Marie, you've got a very special program going on this week at the 11 cities. You're not just paddling, you're cleaning up the canals.
Yep.
What's the story?
Because it's necessary. There's a lot of trash. So we try to pick up as much as possible.
So you've actually got giant trash bags on the boards, on the race boards, and you stop and pick up trash as you go and keep paddling.
Yep.
And you still got a time that's about 2 hours faster than me. So you're making me feel really bad there. What's your thoughts on the future of this race? What would you like to see in the future? Where do you see this race evolving? Because I think this is one of the most fascinating races in the world. It's got such personality, such character, and I think for me something that would be really cool to develop would be the teams racing aspect. Tour de France style. You want to make a dream team next year, and you can be team captain. You get Anne-Marie and everybody around you just protecting you all day, and slingshot you at the end. What do you think?
I don't know. We will see.
Yeah.
Team would be nice, but maybe also a little bit more a personal challenge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've got I've got a thinking about the sub 11 to make it more fair, but that's not for them.
Well, we saw in the men's race today that there's a few sparks out there in the men's race, adding a little bit of spice. We like it, but no, it's an amazing event, and you've definitely been a major part of it. If there's anyone watching that's never been to Friesland with their funny clogs and their beautiful flags, how would you sum up this race? Why would you recommend somebody comes and does this race?
To meet the family.
Yeah.
And to meet yourself during the 5 days.
Definitely during the non-stop.
Yeah.
I met myself during the non-stop a few times.
Yeah.
I was like, who is this guy? But it
And?
was.
Who was it?
I was a little shocked. I was a little scared, and then I calmed down, and he turned out to be an okay guy. So
Okay.
no, it was interesting. That's what happens when you're in that non-stop. You just get into this headspace, right, where you kind of go inside your own mind so deep that you're on a different planet for a little while there. Did you hallucinate?
Last year for sure. This year I was on the edge, but yeah, it's quite easy to start during the night.
Well, believe me, if you paddle for 2 nights, which not many people did, but I had the honor of doing, saw 2 sunsets, saw 2 midnights. I saw some faces. I saw some people. Every time we go past a house on the canal in those final few hours, there was a little tree that was an old man watching me. Like you can dead set just see their face.
Yeah, I saw sheeps.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That weren't there?
No.
All right. Well, I saw some sheep that were there, and the headlamp glows in their eyes like this alien blue. It freaked me out the first time I saw it because I just saw all these blue eyes looking at me, like gremlins in the distance. Did you get a little bit of that?
No. But 2 years. Yeah, well.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So, Janneke.
Yeah.
These ultra endurance races, they're kind of becoming a thing now. What do you think about the Yukon? Can we get you over there next year?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're going to see me there.
Really?
With Joanne.
Oh, you're doing the Yukon 1000?
Yes.
Oh, geez, I was saying just ease yourself into it with the 700. But the Yukon 1000, you signed up.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that race, people that don't know.
Well, just ask Bart and Ike. And Ike called me last year after he've done an
8-day race. For those you don't know,
yeah.
an 8-day race. And you're paddling 16 hours a day, 18 hours a day?
Yes.
18 hours, I believe, for 8 days in the middle of nowhere. And you signed up.
Yep. I just want to get to know myself a little bit better.
Yeah, you're going to be best friends after this.
Hopefully, or not.
Well, that's absolutely extraordinary. I'm not sure what else to say, but I thought the 700-kilometer one was pretty crazy. 1,600 kilometers. That's just on a different level.
But you're going to do the 1,000 as well, I think.
Me?
In a few years, yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Did you see me
You started with the 5 days and did the Yukon Quest and now the NONSTOP. So
I guess it's the next logical choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so too.
All right. Thanks for throwing me under the bus there. I'm going to go sign up now.
Yeah.
Well, Janneke, thank you for joining us on the evening stage, and thank you for staying up late to join us. I know you got to get to bed and rest because in the morning you're paddling again.
Yep.
Another 45 odd Ks. There's a little bit.
Tomorrow.
It was a little bit nicer weather today, wasn't it?
Yeah, much better.
Just tell us quickly, how much of a difference psychologically does it make when it's pouring rain and blue skies and sunshine?
Yeah, well, do I need to compare it with something?
It's misery when it's raining, and it's just a joy when it's sunny.
Yeah.
Any race is like that, but when it's 6 or 7 hours, it's just you really notice, don't you?
Yeah, you will appreciate days like this much more. Yeah.
Well, fingers crossed, blue skies tomorrow. Hopefully, I saw the forecast. It actually looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
we're going to get some sleep and get back out there because, folks, I've actually signed up for a single day stage tomorrow, warming up for the Yukon 1000. So I'm going to be out there in the thick of it, being able to report from the trenches. So tomorrow's evening stage, you're going to see a very, very tired-looking host, but it's going to be fun to be back out there with the boys. Battling it out. We got the individual time trial, 11 kilometers. That's going to separate, quite literally, the boys from the men. Bruno Husulio, everybody's favorite here at the 11 City Tour. Bruno Husulio looking for another time trial win, but the real story, folks, is the battle for second between Joop van Bakkel, the Dutch dark horse, Paolo Marconi, and Martino Rogai, the Italian mafia. Those 3 boys have got a pretty intense battle going on, and I can't wait to see the result there. And also, the women's, Lena and Petronella. You cannot separate them at the moment.
No.
Do you want to give a sneaky tip? Who do you reckon?
For them?
Yeah, come on, make a tip. They're asleep. They can't hear.
I don't know.
Come on, be bold, Janneke.
No.
Pull a name out of a hat. She's too diplomatic, folks. Alrighty. Well, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us, Janneke.
Thank you.
And thank you for all of you joining us at home here on the evening stage. Thanks for our beautiful backdrop, for playing along nicely in the second half of the show. And thank you, of course, to Mistral for making this event possible, all the other sponsors, and all of the volunteers, because I can't reiterate this enough, but this event is driven by a small army of volunteers. From the people doing the massages, to the people doing the race registration, cooking the breakfast, cooking the meals. They're still up planning tomorrow. I can see them backstage there. They work tirelessly. They're not here to get paid at all. They're just here because they love being part of this amazing, amazing event. And so do we. So we're going to be back tomorrow night along with the students from Stendon University in Leeuwarden who have put this production together for us. Thank you very much, girls. We'll leave it there. I think we've got a few highlights from the rest of the day we're going to roll out with. And Janneke, have fun out there on the water. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You can take some cheese if you like.
Yes.